Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is having a good night, staying warm, living in positivity, hopefully. Hope you're having a good day, and if not, you find the good in your day. So, today I want to talk about this voting climax, this whole thing with this voting. So, it's just so much. It's really a lot. You get tired of arguing with people all day over the truth or what you believe the truth is. They have their own truth and whatever they think is. But honestly, there's only one truth. There's really only one truth. And that's what we're fighting to find, I guess. So we have the Republican Party and we have the Democrat Party. We have two evil parties, basically. The Republican Party, we've been bred and fed, and we know that they are extreme white supremacy. They are they're the rich party. They want to stay rich. They do what they need to do to keep their pockets fat. The Democrats, they've always been the lesser of the two evil party, even though they're still evil, because they've been giving black people promises for decades and have yet to fulfill those promises. It's like this whole country totally ignores that they enslaved and stripped a group of people and annihilated these people and took human rights from these people for hundreds of years. They were evil to us. The masses of people were evil and bred on evil and dishonesty and greed and hate and pride to these group of people for hundreds of years, and they've yet to apologize or to give them some type of relief for for that destruction of that black village and community, for the hardship that they endured on these people, from taking them from the very thing that they know, which is their homeland, from their culture, for their language, for their sense of self. So we have these two parties that are whites ran, that are white ideas. We have these two parties that the black community seems to have so much faith in to fix the conditions of this country and of their people. And I really don't know why they have so much faith when they have yet, this faith that they put in man has yet to fulfill what needs to be fulfilled. I read in a book a long time ago that our Creator had designed for us to be led by Him, not by man, because man fell. Men are imperfect. Men are serving of selves and of pleasure. Men very seldomly know how to handle power. Now, the man that took power and misused it was the white man, and he still continues to do that. But we still want to play these games with them instead of coming together as a people and protecting our own and stop killing one another and creating businesses and creating group economics, like Dr. Claude Anderson has always been stressing for decades. So I just want us to be mindful of a lot of things. Like, when I came into the truth, it wasn't just spiritual. It was the physical truth. It was of the world around me. It was of the truth of knowledge and of education, and the true knowledge and education that we should be taught and fed. Black children, their education, the way they are to obtain knowledge has to be different because they are not white. Their heroes is not Christopher Columbus. It's not Amerigo Vespucci. It's not, that's not our heroes. Our heroes are Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, Dr. Khalid Muhammad, Tupac. People like them. Stokely Carmichael. So, yeah, those are our heroes. And we have to be taught that who our heroes are. So we and our young boys and young girls have a foundation of who they have a representation of who we are and what we are supposed to fight for, and that is for the protection of our own, of our people's minds, souls, bodies. So I just can't give men power of dictating my life and my daughter's life, because they failed. They've continued to fail. The educational system has failed us. And like I was saying, coming into my truth, like when I learned that Christmas wasn't Jesus' birthday, like just a truth such as that, how I felt so much because they say Christ the Savior was born, and you know what I'm saying? They really put, you know, Jesus in this spirit. And yes, he is a wonderful spirit, a wonderful light. He is. But they try to put religion with the paganism, and only thing it's done just kept the white man rich. People still gonna be poor after Christmas. It ain't really changed nothing for real. It has put maybe hope in people for just a little time, but then they go back to the same old thing based off of this lie that our Savior was born on December 25th, on Christmas. So that was a lie. Not only that, you know, just a lot of these holidays that they have forced upon us to celebrate have nothing to do with true good. They were manipulated to us to think that they were good. But these holidays were actually very harsh. I'm not going to say Christmas was, but I know like Thanksgiving, we celebrate Thanksgiving. That was not really good because they took the land from the Native Americans. They were thankful for them, for the white people, because they learned how to cultivate the land in some way, and they grew all these vegetables, and they came together and had this big old dinner of the harvest. But then they went and took the land and stripped it from those very people who taught them how to live over her, because because the white people didn't know how to live over her when they first settled. They were dying in the winters, and they would even result into cannibalism. It was deep. And then, you know, also a point of just saying that Jesus was white, making him this blonde-haired, blue-eyed man, making him a representation of a white person when that's not who he was. He was not white. I'm not going to say that he was black, but I know he was of a melanin complexion, because they said he had to hide out in Egypt because King Herod heard that the Savior was coming and he wanted to kill him. He felt like his throne was about to be taken from him, so he had to kill this uprising king that he heard was coming to the world to save it. So Jesus' parents hid him in Egypt. And if you look up Egyptians, they were dark complexioned people. You can tell they were of an ethnic culture. They did not have a white culture. If you look at the hieroglyphics and their ancient art, architecture and art and paintings, you see that they were of an ethnic group of people, and Jesus was able to hide that when he was little. He was able to fit in with melanated people because he was a melanated man. So everything that we've been taught has just to look at white as the Parian of the all-knowing and of the all-everything, when that's not the truth. And we as black people, when we've been given the truth, we are the ones who fight for it and who speak it to the top of our lungs until we can't talk no more. We are the ones who, when we were giving this knowledge, we've done the best that we can to heal. Yes, we have a lot of pastors in the pulpits who ain't doing what they supposed to, you know, but we do also have good people out here. You don't got to be, you know what I'm saying? Some of these leaders we can't look to. We have to look to ourselves as we see. We have to be our own leaders. We can't rely on them. Rely on ourselves and know that we're doing what's right. So, with this whole American government, I feel no parts of it. I feel no connection to it. Because I know it's full of BS. It's not led righteously. It's not led in the way it's supposed to. It never will be. And I only want to fight for what's right. And I only want to follow the path of what is right. And do what's right. And, you know, the only way that America can be forgiven for its sins against the African American community is if they give us reparations. You know, give us some land. Allow us to dictate our own education and health care. Allow us to do that. allow us to control and implement and heal our own people. Because the American government cannot heal the black community. Only we can do that for ourselves. They can't heal us. The white man is not a black man. He's not walked the shoes of a black man. His nature is not a black man, and a black man's nature is not a white man's nature. We are different in nature of people. So it's up for those people to take control and do what they need to do in order to liberate their own, to fight for their own, to be men, to be warriors for their children and for their women. Not continue to play these political games, because life is real. And these politics, it's just an illusion. Democrat is a job. Republican is a job. That's all it is. They're jobs for these people. They're not really here to really do nothing or make true change. You know, they handle what they handle, but they're not really here to give what they've been saying they was going to give to us. So I feel like us as people, if we're going to vote, if we're really going to play these games, if they really want to play these games and get these minority votes, if they really want to do that, they need to talk about these reparations. They need to talk about us to have control over our own, to rebuild our own. That's just my position with this. It's just crazy how the white community, just, I don't want to get on the topic of our women and men today, but there's even just mind control within that too, of how they've controlled our men and women and how we present ourselves to this world. So I just want us to truly get it together, and our people to really come together in one accord and one spirit and one likeness. I know we can, because we once was that, but we were broken down and separated and given these white ways of thinking and of operating off greed and pride and hate, instead of coming together as a village to protect and to love and to build. Or turn each other down sometimes. I just think that for the African Americans telling us to vote, I just want to know, what are we voting for? Can you explain to me why we've been voting and nothing's changed? Don't they say that when you continue to do something over and over again and you see no results, it's called insanity? Like, is it insanity at this point? Are we really that mind controlled now? Like, are we driving ourselves insane by giving these false hopes into this government system? Like, I don't understand what it is, but it's starting to let us see whose minds is where and what type of mentalities these people have, and we're starting to see what controls these people, what these people thrive for. Politics to me is just nothing but a popularity game. It's like, at school they tell you to get in these organizations. That's just what it is. You're telling me to get into this organization and to feed into it. It keeps your pockets fat. It keeps you relevant to say all this stuff. So that's just my whole view on it. But yeah, I just hope everybody has a good night, though. I'm done talking. I'm done with my rants for the night. I really want us to get it and come together and to come to an understanding of the truth and what is right. I really want us to do that. I see a lot of us fighting for our community, but we are so divided. So what are we going to do to come together? If we're going to speak up and talk about unity, then we all need to come together and come to this table of unity and talk about what needs to be done. And put those differences to a side and come to a mutual understanding in one accord. That's what really needs to be done. With our black leaders, from the top to the bottom. But yeah, I'm done, y'all. Y'all have a good night. And I will see you next time. And thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Thank you for listening to me talk my little mess. And you have a good one. Bye.